Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Need for Speed Unbound to take a look at another of the brand new cars for this iteration of Need for Speed, which is this Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. Now we did have, I think, the normal AMG GT potentially in the previous games, but the Black Series is new to Need for Speed, although I have driven it previously in other games such as Gran Turismo. As with the BMW M1 I took a look at the other day, it is quite expensive. It's $246,500, which, given how difficult it is to save up money in Need for Speed Unbound Online, is quite a lot, which, if you didn't see that video, I explained that's why I may or may not have used slight cheats to get a big bank balance to be able to afford cars like this. Before we take a look at any of the options for this car, let's see what it's like standard. So, unlike most cars that I've bought previously on this game, I think it's going to be, well, it is, I know, going to be pretty fast out of the box. Whereas everything else I've, well, owned in this game, basically, has been incredibly slow until I've upgraded it. Whereas this is, well, not that. So yeah, essentially, the Black Series is the trackified version of the GTR Pro, which is the trackified version of the GTR, which is the trackified version of the GT, which comes in several variations. So it's a track-focused one. No, I think in reality the difference is the Black Series is essentially the GT3 car, but road legalified, whereas all the others are upgraded AMG GTs. That does mean, though, it has the goldfish mouth. But it also means it has that wing and many carbon fibre bits. So yeah, it's pretty fast, it's quite track focused, and it looks pretty aggressive. With that, back to the garage. So, despite this being Need for Speed, you may not be surprised to find that the Black Series doesn't actually have many options. I mean, partly because it already looks like this, but yeah, something this aggressive is never really going to have that many options. Although I think the standard version did. Anyway, we can go into individual parts, which there isn't much for. Basically, it's wheels and lights. So if we make these... Oh, wow. Basically darker. I'm not sure we want them completely, like, blacked out, but maybe kind of grey more than... Green always looks insane. Or maybe slightly purple. It kind of depends what colour we go for on the car, so I'm going to go with grey for now. And then on the rear ones as well, let's go for a nice... Not quite completely black. I like to see a bit of colour, partly because that's kind of a legal requirement. The wheels I quite like, so I don't really want to change those. So yeah, that's about the limitations of the customization. Oh, apart from lowering it. And of course, equipping it with the horn.
Beep beep.
Underglow depends on the colour. Air suspension we put on everything now, just because we can. Right, let's choose colour. I am again very tempted by a metallic red, but I'm not sure. That's kind of the right level of metallicness. Let's see what other colours look like. Actually, the original AMG GTR was Green Hell Magno, wasn't it? Which is sort of, well, not quite that colour, but matte green. You know what, though? I haven't done red on a car in this game yet, I don't think. So, given quite how good that looks, maybe a bit darker. Actually, something I never check in this game is the community liveries, which of course has the Project 1 edition, although not very well made. What I have done, though, is, well, given it some slicker tyres and red Brembo brake calipers, just to kind of make the red pop a little bit better. I think I'm just going to go with the simple red underglow. Which means the visuals, including paint and underglow and all the vanity items, are already done. Which, it doesn't take very long when there are about 3 options. Oh, I need to do the plate. And I couldn't really find a plate with any red in, so I've just gone with the red Speed Hunter's frame and a nice plain white plate with the traditional petrol text. Excellent. Now let's throw some upgrades on this thing. So it's already nearly at the top of S, so I think we just have to max it to the top of S+, hope it gets to 400+, and, well, let's throw some parts at it and see what happens. Right, okay, so I've got the usual auxiliaries, the near miss nitro and the jump nitro, and everything else is on, well, the best it'll get, which is mostly elite and a couple of super bits. But the good thing about S Plus is you just throw everything at it and you don't have to rebalance it. So we can now go into handling, tune it, not that, but drop the sensitivity slightly, tune it all the way to grip. Oh, interesting. I think the mistake I've been making is I've been putting everything towards downforce, which theoretically makes it worse. Well, I mean, if it's grip tuned, as long as that's 400+, you probably do want the higher top speed, because that's quite a considerable... Naught to 60 in 2.6 seconds. Yeah, that is quite a considerable difference, so I think I'm just going to leave that like that this time. And hope that that being tuned towards handling will mean it'll handle and be quite fast. In a straight line too, I mean. Oh, this is with standard engine, of course. I keep forgetting that there's engine swaps that I can now afford. Oh, hang on, it gives potential power. 800, 700. Okay, none of them give a potential of more other than the one we have. Okay, so I haven't upgraded anything to S Plus for a while, and I've kind of forgotten how ridiculously fast it was. I think generally I'm going to avoid that, although the problem with supercars like this is it starts so close to the top of S that I don't think it would be effective to use it in S-Class. Although, like I keep saying, I'm not really building them particularly for racing, just as a fun thing to drive, so maybe I should stop upgrading things so much. Yeah, this is slightly terrifying now. Okay, so again, a lot later we find ourselves in an S Plus race. Basically, nobody was setting them up in that class, and, well, the other classes, nobody seemed to be joining anyway, so, well, I set one up. And, well, somehow we got 6 out of the potential 8 into the race. Anyway, it's a good start. Let's see how this does against the... Yeah, of course there's somebody in a Golf. Countach, I don't know if it's supposed to be... Not Countach. Diablo. No. Countach. It's hard to tell with that kit on it, okay? I don't know if that's meant to be good or not. The Golf I know is, but I didn't think it was particularly good in... Thank you. In S+. Well, somebody's left already, and we seem to be exactly in the middle. Excellent. And this car is a little bit slidey, having... No, I did tune... Yeah, no, I didn't tune it all the way to downforce to keep it at 400+. This is why I don't like S+. It's just basically high-speed traffic dodging, which is kind of fun until you hit something. Oh, he's gone. Why did that... What was that collision? That's what should happen if you hit somebody. Oh no. Yeah, that's karma for killing somebody. should really give him that place back. I did slightly murder him.
B.
Right, race 2. Against, well, that thing that used to be a Lamborghini. Okay, that's a start. It's just a stupid Golf that's ahead. Oh. Okay, maybe not in a minute. No! The Golf in this game is just stupid. Apparently it's not great in the corners though, and I have no idea what happened to that. I think it was a GTR that just overtook me. You're in a Golf. It's the equivalent of a bone shaker in Forza. You're allowed to do that. No! Okay, I got karma'd again for that, but this time at least it was on a car that's unfair. Race 3. So far I think the conclusion with this car is it could win if I didn't have a stupid accident, like at the end of that previous race where I really should have had that quite easily. I don't know how I hit that. Let's try and get one victory at least. Oh! Synchronized crashing. Yeah, the Golf's particularly OP on high-speed straight-line races, I think. Why? Like 90% of this time, the slightly improved physics in this game, great. But every so often, it just does that. Entirely randomly. There was barely any telling that was about to happen. Anyway, it's looking like this is going to be a second place, which, to be honest, is what that second race should have been if I didn't kill the Golf. So there we go. I think it's pretty much will win a race, unless there's something OP in the race, which kind of makes sense. Crunch. And that is going to do it for a very first look at the AMG GT Black Series here on Need for Speed Unbound. Bit of a shorter one to my previous customization videos, just because, well, there isn't any. But yeah, that is going to do it for a very first look at this car on Need for Speed Unbound. Do let me know if there's any cars you'd potentially like me to customize next. But for now, that's going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.